Time to play the game!
Hello. In today's first video, we'll talk about a preprocessor command called include. We'll have to add a hash before it because preprocessor commands usually start with hash. This command include allows you to include a file within another file before compilation, so during the preprocessing stage. Let me show you how it works with an example. Usually, you use the function write. If you wanted to use it in your main, you had to write the prototype at the top. To know which prototype to use for write, you had to check its man page. And you'd see that write takes an int, a const void space star, a size underscore t space star, which is an unsigned int which you'll see in the following video, and an size underscore t, which is an int. So, if I wanted to use write, I'd have to add its prototype above my main. In the man, it says hash includes angled brackets unistd.h. That means that write's prototype already exists in a file.h called unistd.h. So instead of writing my prototype and compiling with it, we'll use a grown-up technique, a real programmer technique. We'll use include. So we write hash include and then angled brackets unistd.h. The angled brackets means we're getting this file from the path of the file that the compiler seeks. You can specify this path based on the compiler's commands. Up to you to figure out how. There also is another way that allows you to include files in the present directory. Hash include followed by the file's name in quotation marks. For example, I could include the file fct.h. What happens when I include unistd.h? You'll see. I'm going to try and compile with, well, extra problems, no errors. And here I can indeed call my function, but let me show you what happened exactly. The preprocessor command is called cpp. It'll allow me to see what happens before compilation. Remember my main.c? I'll do a cat on it so you can see. Here, this was my main with its hash include. Now, if I show you with cpp, here's what's been added to it. All of this is in the unistd.h file, which can include other files. We can clearly see that. See, there are many prototypes in it. The prototype for write is somewhere in here. This allows us to use the write function without having to worry about its prototype. This is incredibly useful because every time unistd.h is used, depending on the distribution you're using, you'll be able to include it and you'll have the correct prototype for write. What you need to remember from this video is that when you do a hash include of any file, not necessarily a file.h, you can include this file and its text directly before compiling without processing it. And then compilation can happen.